Teacher Kim here. Hi. Welcome back to my channel. Um, Hi, welcome. I don't know if anybody will hop on today, and that's okay if you don't. I normally go much later than this. I did not have any classes past 8:30 today, and I have plans later. So I'm gonna hop on here real quick. If you catch this later and listen, great. And if not, that's okay too. Um, I'm not going to stress over it today. Just wanted to go ahead and hop on here really quick while I am waiting a moment to get my thoughts together. I'm going to make sure that everything is working on my channel because sometimes it likes to be difficult. So we're working. Wow, play, but we're working. Okay, so I'm not going to really talk. I apologize. I did not switch out backgrounds. I literally just got done with a class, wrote my progress report, my feedback, and hopped on here. So there's so much going on Facebook, and I'm sure in the Hutong as well. And I really don't want to get into all that drama. The referral link drama, there's a short notice drama going on, booking issues, and I literally made a list of things I could talk about today and scrapped them all. So I'm going to talk a little bit about me, sort of. Not me necessarily, about what's going on in my life right this second. So most of my friends know that I work between multiple companies, I work pretty much full time. I work between 35 to 42-ish hours a week, sometimes more if I can. That's generally, I work close to 40-hour week, which is great. I get to work it from home, which I love, and it's wonderful. But in order to put in those hours, I work a lot of nights and I'm exhausted a lot. My health is, well, technically my health is fine, but I've put on some weight doing this and I'm not happy. I'm miserable. I'm not able to stand up for any length of time without my back hurting. I'm not able to be as mobile as I would like. And so I'm not happy right now. So I'm looking into and working on and trying to watch what I eat, make better choices, not snack throughout the nights when I'm working nights. And so I figured I would talk a little bit about those things. Am I an expert? No. This is just what's going on in my life. Have I seen a doctor? No, I don't go to doctors if I don't have to. I don't like the expense. For years with my Meniere's disease, I've either been told that it's not legit, or that there's nothing they can do. So at this point, I don't really put a lot of stock in doctors. And even for my husband, he's diabetic, but he gets told by his doctor that if he doesn't do X, Y, Z, which he doesn't have time for, that they won't help him. And so I'm not thrilled with doctors right this second. So I say all that to say, here's what my life is like right now. I've talked about before, my husband works out of town at least 3 nights a week. So when he works out of town, I work over to get some rest. So when he's out of town, I don't sleep as well when he's out of town anyway. Oh, I don't have an unstable connection. Don't do that to me. Okay, it's leveled itself out. While it's acting up, I'm going to close out some windows because that'll help on my computer. My computer needs to be restarted. So that's part of the reason it's acting glitchy right this second. I'm hoping it's still working. If not, I'm gonna waste myself talking. But anyway, what I was saying, he works out of town, and I don't sleep as well when he's not here. I end up, hey Heather, yay, someone got on here. Heather, I am just talking about my life right now. I couldn't think of a better topic. I've been trying to think, and there's so much stuff going on Facebook and the Hutong, and I just don't want to deal with all that drama with VIP Kid, and even with our tutor group, there's drama. And so I figured I would talk about what I do and how my work schedule works. So I was just talking about that. How are your bookings today? By the way, I only had 4 classes this morning, and 2 of those were student no-shows. So I actually only taught 2 classes today. I had a 6 o'clock, a 7 o'clock, 7:30, and 8 was my only 4. 2 with each company. And yeah, my 6 o'clock was a student no-show, and then my 7:30 was a student no-show. So I actually only had to teach 2 classes today, and I got paid for 4. So yay for free money. Free money is always good. Oh, you had 5 classes today. Wow. Um, let's see. What was my busiest day? Tuesday? Might have been. I don't know. I've worked overnights this week. Wednesday night was my best booking night for VIP Kid. I had 1 VIP Kid class Monday and Tuesday and 3 on Wednesday, but one of those was a student no-show. But then with our tutor group, I always get fully booked. Oh no, Wednesday night I didn't have as many. Wednesday night I had a couple of gaps, but the rest of the time I've been fully booked this week. Not completely booked in the mornings, which I understand. They're busy and they're having fun, and I don't blame them. They deserve the vacation. Yeah, I only had 4 today, so that was pretty good. I like easy days. So with overnights, I am in Eastern time. So my kids go to bed at 9, and so I start teaching at 9:30. I teach from 9:30 until yeah, I don't blame you. I enjoyed sleeping this morning. I wish I could have slept longer. Like I said, if my student had canceled the student no show at 6, they canceled, I could have slept till closer to 7. Yesterday I slept till 7:15, and that's like a big deal. That was funny though. I thought that I had a earlier class yesterday. And so I jumped up at 5 minutes till 6 thinking that I had a class, and I ran in here because I always get up at quarter till my classes and not 5 till. So I ran in here to see why my app wasn't showing me my class. Had I missed it somehow, and realized that my class was for today, not yesterday. So my class was actually not till 7:30. For some reason, I thought I had a 6 o'clock class yesterday, and I didn't. I think because it had canceled earlier in the week, and I'm so used to having them. So I went back to sleep. Yeah, the worst experience for me was I had worked. I had a late night or a overlong night or something. I don't know if I'd even worked overnight. I think Kiana had just been up a lot, my 4-year-old, and so I had a class at 5:30, and I had a fully booked day. I had 5:30 to 9:30 fully booked, 8 classes, and I woke up at 5:45 and freaked out because I missed the class. But I couldn't read, like, my brain couldn't process what the app said. It said that it didn't say teacher no show, and I thought I had gotten a teacher no show, and it didn't say that, and I couldn't process what it said. It said it was finished, and then I realized that it said student no show, and apparently at like 5:15 when I had checked, I always check the app before I get out of bed. Apparently I had realized it said student no show. They'd already canceled. So I went back to sleep and set my alarm for 5:45, knowing that I didn't have to be there, but it didn't process in my brain. So when I woke up the second time, I did not realize what I had done. I did it naturally. So yeah, I thought I had a teacher no show, and I ended up having a student no show that they canceled ahead of time. So that was the scariest one. This was a little weird, but I had enough time to get into my classroom if I had a class at 6 and yesterday morning, but I didn't have one. So I went and got back in bed and went right back to sleep. Like I laid down and that was it. I was gone. But that's because again, I worked till 2:30. And I find that the more I work, the more I can fall asleep like that. Like I lay down and get still for a minute and I am out. And if I have trouble, there is a YouTube channel. Y'all are going to think this is crazy, but there's this couple that plays arcade games, and I love watching their videos. And so I'll turn it on their channel, and it'll go to a one I've seen or even one I haven't. And listening to them for whatever reason just soothes me, and it just knocks me right out. So I'll turn that on my TV a lot and listen to that. And you would think an arcade would not be soothing, but for whatever reason, I turned the volume down. And for whatever reason, their voices, and they're not soothing voices. Like she has a really high voice, which I love her bubbly personality. That knocks me out every time. You would think I'd be like something soothing, relaxing. No, it's like really loud, but I guess I've watched so many of them. Um, but anyway, so what I do with overnights, like I said, my husband's gone. Oh, see, I could, yeah. My kids will watch movies during the daytime, just because they know if I do it at night, I'm gonna fall asleep. But again, they're home during the day, so we've watched a few movies lately, and I'll stay awake and watch it, and then I regret it later because I didn't get my nap out. Um, when you're tired, especially when you're working nights and you're tired during the day, there's a window, this little tiny window, where when you start getting drowsy, you can crash. And if you don't hit that window, you're probably not going to get a nap, which yesterday I didn't hit that window. I was almost asleep and Kiana said, "No, watch this with me." And that was it. I was wide awake and stayed up all yesterday, even though I'd only had like not quite 4 hours sleep the night before. Yeah, if I cut the lights out though, I'm more likely to fall asleep. So we leave lights on and yeah. My kids know how to keep me awake. They also know when to let me sleep. They can tell mommy's getting sleepy if I'm getting or I'm kind of snapping at them. I'll admit I get a little testy when I'm sleepy. And if I get woken up. Pretty much around sleep. Now, if I sleep on my own, I'm fine, but if they mess with me, yeah. And they know that. Um, but overnights I teach 9:30 to 2:30, and then I go to sleep. I lay down at 2:30. Well, so most of you know I do my feedback between classes. So by 2:30 exactly, I'm done with Feedback. Um, all my feedback for the night. It's rare that I've had to go past that. Usually that's if there are student issues or something and that causes me to run late. Um, so that's my husband was texting me. So that's about the only time I'll go past with it. A lot of times that happens with VIP Kid. I'll go over because I tutor group them. There are not as many slides. I've had classes as few as 7 slides, and I've had as many as like 17 or 18. I think actually I did have one that was closer to 20. Um, so there's a lot of extending, a lot of chatting and talking and asking questions and getting to know your students. Um, Especially when I was newer balancing both, I had issues with VIP Kid because you only get like a minute per slide and you need to keep moving. And I would ask a question and then I'll throw myself off on timing. So I would go over, and that's the only time I have to do feedback later. I also can type feedback while I'm teaching. I am very good at typing one thing while I'm teaching something different, and it makes sense. I have standard phrases I tend to use, some variants of, and so that helps me with feedback. I do not use Feedback Panda. I do not use the Google Slides feedback. I actually just write all my feedback myself. So yes, I write it all myself in between classes, which I've tried using other people's and I always have to tweak it, and it takes me longer to tweak than it does to type. But I've been a fast typer since I was in high school. We had to take computer classes in high school, and I was like top of the class just because my mom, even when I was little, when I would do the typewriter, yes, I am that old. We had a typewriter. And when I would do my projects on typewriter, she wouldn't do it for me. She would make me do it, and she'd make me put my fingers on the right placement. Well, that's me too, Heather. It's faster for me to do it myself. Um, I always start with, a compliment, something they need to work on, something I always add in something they did well. If there's something specific I want them to work on, I'll throw that in there. If not, I'll compliment how well they did and that they can practice doing their homework, because both companies do give homework, or practice by doing their homework. And then like an extra compliment, look forward to seeing you, and then I sign off with, "Hey, Evelyn, yay! My friends are here, yay!" Evelyn, I went early because I didn't have any classes. My last class ended at 8:30, so I just went ahead and I'm hoping that we take the kids skating today. There is a homeschooling group. Oh, you can pay to chat. Yay! I like those. I had 4 classes a day and 2 were student no-shows, so I got paid to do nothing earlier too. Oh, the fireman canceled it. That always works. I like that. They'll tell me that too. I'm like, yes. And I'll screenshot to make sure I'm covered. But yeah. Um, but there's a homeschool group that we're trying to get in. We were a little late jumping in on it because of, well, because of I just didn't find them in time. Like, it's hard to find homeschool groups that you feel like you can trust. And so I searched all summer and finally found one I like. And actually, the leader of it is a VIP Kid teacher. And so I chatted with her a little bit about that as well. Um, and there's a couple other VIP Kid teachers that are in the homeschool group as well, that I've seen. But we're not in their classes yet. We want to be, but for now, we want to try to go to some of their events. All their events are free and we are low cost, and we can go. And so there's a skating thing today. It's $5 per kid to skate at the skating rink. And my kids have not been skating, so I think we're going to try to take them today. So I wanted to hop on here early so I could get ready and get stuff done around here before we go. Yeah, we're excited. I haven't told my son yet. I told my daughter because she doesn't understand what skating is. I haven't told him. I didn't want to get his hopes up just in case we don't go. Yes, I would too. There is a VIP Kid homeschooling Facebook page, Evelyn. That's how I kind of found the groups. And then I searched local groups, and it happened to be that, like I said, that the group that I liked and that wasn't expensive because I'm all about cost. Roller skating today. The one that I liked is run by, well, not run. She doesn't run it. She initiated it, but she is a VIP Kid teacher and has been for like 2.5 years. And I'm gonna drink something because my throat's bothering me. Yeah, roller skating. Kieran has ice skated before in the winter a couple years ago. He kind of liked it, but it was very hard and he was very wobbly, obviously. This is his first time. I think roller skating might be easier, at least hopefully, and both of them can do it. But for $5 a piece, just to try it out, I mean, you can't beat the price. I can take both kids for $5 because Steven and I aren't going to skate. We're just going to watch them. So all we have to pay is $10 and let the kids go. I'm all for it. All right. Bye, Heather. Thanks for stopping by. Have a wonderful day, too. Enjoy your class. Yeah, I was double checking my bookings, too, but I'm not real worried. I don't think my last class booked. That had open short notice. But yeah, I was going to talk about a little bit about what we're going on. So there's been a lot of, there's a lot of fun things going on with this homeschooling group that are free or cheap. There's like, there's a place called Defy, which is those jumping places, trampoline parks, and they have a deal where you, as a homeschooling parent, you can get discounted entry for your kids. You pay like a fee for the whole either month or year. I think you pay it for like the year, and it's less than the cost of taking them to the park. And so you can go unlimited times throughout the week, Monday through Friday, as long as it's not a school holiday. As long as it's a like school day, you can take them unlimited and let them jump for like an hour or an hour and a half or something. I think maybe even up to 3 hours you can be there, and let them jump and all. And yeah, and so there's so many things going on, but the problem is my car is dead, gone. Battery died. It is so dead that you cannot even unlock it or lock it with the remote. It is that past dead. So we are going to work this weekend while it's cooler to jump off my car and see if I need a new battery or what's going on with it. Hopefully it just either needs a new battery or it can be jumped off and recharged. So we're going to jump my car off this weekend and see what happens. And if that works, then my husband's going to take my car and I'm going to take his Jeep because his Jeep has my daughter's car seat in it because obviously my car hasn't been running for a little while. And my car costs more to put gas in, but he's going to take it back and forth to work because he only has to drive to the shop and then he rides in the company vehicle to all these job sites. So hopefully we can get my car going and we can start going to some of these things because there's a field trip coming up in a couple weeks that will be fun, and there's all kind of things going on, and it would get me out of the house. Yeah, I hope so too. My mom already said she'd buy the battery, so at least I don't have to worry about that expense. But um, I'm hoping we can get it. I'm hoping I can get it back up and running because it's a good car. It's just old. I've had it since I was pregnant with Keena. Yeah, if you haven't taken your kids to a jumping park, you need to. It gets a lot of energy out. We did it for Kieran's birthday, a trampoline park. Well, actually, it was Defy, but in Augusta, Georgia, and uh, yeah, they're very fun. There's like these foam pits they can fall into. There's obstacle courses. There's dodgeball, which my kids don't do the dodgeball. There's all kind of things that they can do. It's not just trampolines, it's all kind of fun things, and it uses their energy up. Usually they don't let you jump for more than like an hour at a time. Um, but if I can get it discounted to take them pretty much anytime I want, and I figure I can always, at least walk around with them even if I'm not jumping. Because if I'm home, if I'm not doing something at the house, I'm either asleep or sitting down. And I'm miserable right now in my body. So I want to get out more, and I think this will help. Taking them to a jumping place would be, at least I could walk around. When I did it the Saturday of Kieran's birthday, I mean, I walked like 5,000 or 6,000 steps keeping up with Keena in there. Because if you're under 5, yeah, great exercise, exactly. If kids are under 5 or 6 or something, they have to have an adult nearby to watch them. You do have to sign a waiver because obviously it could be dangerous. But if you go when it's not a weekend, when it's not a busy time, it's not as dangerous. It's just your kids jumping and exercising. And so I thought this would be a good way to get me out and them out. Also, when it starts cooling down, I'd like us to go walk at the park. They do like skating days are every other Friday. So the in between Fridays, they do park times, and so they'll go take the kids to the park and play together. And because my kids are home so much, they're only around me and each other. They don't really have any friends up here, and so I'd like them to make some friends. So that's kind of the plan. I want to get them out of the house, get me out of the house, because with their homeschooling, Keena and I work one-on-one. Because she's pre-K, I don't force a lot of curriculum on her. She loves to draw. She loves to write. So we practice writing. We practice drawing. She recognizes all her letters. We're starting to learn some sight words slowly. She's very stubborn, and so she's hard to work with. Kieran, on the other hand, is very independent. He has a program on the computer, and that's what he does. He does his schoolwork on the computer. And then on Fridays, we do workbooks, and anything I see he's weak in, we'll go back and practice and work on one-on-one on Fridays. Because on Fridays, I'm not as tired because I've slept the night before. So homeschooling Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday homeschooling is a lot of them working independently and me just helping out when I can when I'm awake. Because usually about 11 or 12, somewhere in there is when I crash and fall asleep after working nights. But yeah. So that's about all I had. I was just going to chat for a few minutes about life because life's crazy right now. I feel like trying to make sure I have the money to go to Journey. I already paid for the ticket, obviously, and so now I just have to make sure I can afford to drive up there, get the kids somewhere before then. Get Halloween costumes, all that kind of stuff coming up. So trying to work as much as I can without burning myself out. Thank you, Evelyn. Yeah, it's crazy. There's a balance, and it's hard. It's hard to find that balance between working and making the money we need, because I need to make well over $2,000 a month is what I need to make. And I do. And I do every month, but it puts in it's putting in a lot of hours. Like I was saying in the beginning, I put in about 40 plus hours a week when I can, more if I can. Yes, Evelyn, I'm going to Journey. I'm going to stay with Kelly. Marianne and Kelly and I are going to ride the metro in together and go to Journey, which I'm excited. Because Kelly's only 4.5 hours from me, it's doable. 4 hours is about how far my family is on the other direction. So it's no different, just slightly different than going there. Um, so yeah, it is stressful. Everything's stressful. It's always stressful. Um, my husband has a good job, but he has insurance and taxes taken out of his pay. And so if I don't make enough money to cover the difference, or, the weeks where he gets rained out, or he only works 40 hours, which 40 hours sounds like a lot, but with his company, obviously, if you can work overtime, you make more money, which is what he's doing today, working overtime. But yeah. Hey, Danny. Hi. We miss you too, Danny. Glad you could drop in for a few minutes. I know you probably got to work in a few minutes. Any more gym days, Danny? You gonna do gym today? Gym and exercise? What's your plan for today, Danny? I know you said on Friday you cover planning periods. So, Danny, yeah, I was just talking about my life right now. Mm, you are teaching PE today. Yay! I could see you as an awesome PE teacher. Ooh, praying for your husband, Danny, for his wisdom teeth. Evelyn, good luck with your class. Danny, that's all I've been talking about is just my life a little bit. You got a whistle. Yay! Only one today. Yeah, it's because of the holiday, I'm sure. Um, yeah, I understand making up extra classes to make up the difference. Like I said, if my husband's off work, I have to make up the difference because otherwise bills don't get paid or food doesn't get eaten. Y'all, one week he got a paycheck of $50. That was his whole paycheck for the whole week. We buy groceries off his paycheck usually. Thankfully, it fell on a week where I got paid too, so we could buy groceries with my paycheck. But yeah, because he works outside, that was when the hurricane came through. Yeah, she is totally a fun PE teacher. I think so too, Evelyn. I get that from her too. Uh, but yeah, he made $50 one week because of the hurricane and all. If he doesn't work, he does not get paid. So Mama makes up the difference. That's why I make a certain. Wow. Okay, I don't spend that much on groceries. Um, Usually my grocery budget is between. I can go as low as 60 depending on what I already have in the cabinets to as much as I think this week was 150. My grocery budget was 150 for four of us. Um, but you probably buy a lot more like fruits and I bought a lot of fruits and vegetables this week, but you probably buy a lot more healthy foods. Like I go always cheap on stuff. Like if we get chips, I get the cheapest chips, the dollar chips. Um, if we get I don't do brand names. So like if I get canned vegetables or something, um, I get the cheapest ones of those. You can get at Walmart, you can get or even at Aldi, you can get canned vegetables for like 30 to 50 cents. And I'm really good at throwing together a big meal on a small amount. Like I'm gonna make taco soup this weekend because it's gonna be cold. Yes, true. Although, Danny, I have found the Walmart off-brand Walmart trash bags. If you get the ones, they're still expensive, but not nearly as expensive as brand name. Um, those work really well, but I double bag all my trash bags, probably because they're cheap. Um, I use a big, huge trash bag, and then I do a kitchen trash bag inside my trash can. So that way, if anybody puts any liquid in there, because I have a 4-year-old who does put liquid in the trash, I don't have it spilling out everywhere. So I always double bag trash bags, which is costs a little bit more, but worth it for me. Um, yeah, I have certain brands that I really like and do. Yes, I love taco soup too. So does my family. And usually I can get Kiana to eat it. I mean, she's really picky, but sometimes I can get her to eat it. But I'm making it in the crock pot this weekend, so I bought the ingredients for that. And I'll make that, and that'll be our supper for like 3 nights. Like if I make a big crock pot full, it's gonna be like 3 nights. So I don't. I don't, well, okay, so when my husband is gone, I don't really cook dinner. I'll fix the kids whatever they want, like simple things. I hate to say it, but like chicken nuggets or sandwiches or noodles, canned goods, stuff like that. If they ask, I'll fix them something. Corn dogs, they like that. I don't do a lot of cooking. I cook on the weekends if I'm going to cook, or my husband will. I made chili a few weeks ago because I order my groceries through Walmart and sometimes pick up, sometimes delivery. And they had on there an idea for chili, so I looked online and found the recipe that I liked for chili. And that was the first time I'd made it, and I made a huge crock pot full of it. Um, yeah, see, Kiana doesn't eat what I eat. Kieran will eat anything. You fix it, he'll eat it. Um, Kiana is picky, and so I end up having to make something separate for her. I don't cook a lot for her. I'll either do, like, she doesn't like a lot of cooking. She doesn't like it. She likes what she calls chimkin chicken. She likes me to make that. But she'll eat like chicken nuggets, or she'll eat sandwiches and all that. So my husband likes meat and potatoes too, although he does like vegetables. Like I said, I only cook, like if I'm cooking enough for at least 2 days. I don't, I do easy dinners. I find All Recipes has really good ones. If I have an idea for something, I'm all about one pot meals. Um, I don't like, I don't like washing dishes. I don't mind cooking. I don't like washing dishes. Oh, see, that would make it hard for me. I don't, no, 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 no. We have to eat leftovers. Now, if we do chicken, my husband will not eat leftover chicken. So I don't cook chicken often. I usually do beef or stuff like that. But no, they eat leftovers. And you'll eat it for a couple of days. Um, but like for the taco soup, I've got 2 pounds of ground beef. Because I'm using it in a soup, I do the cheaper ground beef. I don't worry about getting the high end. Um, I'll drain it good and rinse it with water, and that gets all the extra grease off. But I'll do the cheaper ground beef. I got 2 pounds of that. I've got canned goods to put in there, canned soup, um, taco soup, the taco seasoning, ranch seasoning's always good in it, so I got that too. Um, and lots of veggies. And so I will fill up the whole crock pot like full of soup, and that's what we'll eat on for a few days. But thankfully, like I said, they eat leftovers. If they didn't, I'd probably go crazy. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't like cooking that much, and I don't like cooking. I don't like cooking every day. I don't like washing dishes every day. I have to do it. Well, I skip it some days, but you have to keep up with everything. I don't like. We do have a dishwasher. I do not have any quality dishes to wash in the dishwasher, and I don't think it works. So I just hand wash everything, and I don't like washing dishes. So I'm all about one pot, one meal things. I'll make a lot of goulashes and all kind of stuff, and I do really simple meals, um, flavorful. All my vegetables, all my everything's in one thing. But yeah, it's funny, but not it. Yeah, it's. I'll admit it. I'm lazy, very lazy. There's a reason that I am this fat. I'm lazy, but I do try to be careful, watching what I put in the kids' food and that kind of thing. And I have to remind my son that cereal is not for every meal of the day, and same for my daughter. Even a sandwich sometimes is better than just eating cereal because cereal doesn't fill you up. So they end up eating more and more and more of it. And they do like the sugary stuff. Yeah, I don't like housework either. I was cleaning bathrooms yesterday, and I scrubbed the toilets and I wiped down everything and go back in the bathroom later, and one of the toilets is dirty already again. And I'm like, really? I just cleaned you. Ugh. So yeah, I'm not really into, I'm not the best at the housekeeping and cleaning and all that. I try, but it just gets dirty again immediately, and it just drives me up a wall. My kids are very good about picking up their toys, and they know if they make a mess, they have to clean it up. Yes, exactly. Because we all struggle, it does make it so much better. It makes it easier to know that we're not alone. Um, My kids are excellent about, if I tell them to pick up toys, they'll pick up their toys. They know to clean up before we go to bed every night. So I don't leave a lot of like mess out. Um, the hardest part is like trash. Our trash is way far away from where we live. Well, not way far. It's actually right like that way, which is really close. But you either have to go down this huge hill that I twisted my knee going down one day, so I try not to go down it very often, or you have to walk all the way around, which I don't mind doing, and I don't mind driving around either when my car works. But the problem is it's been over 100 heat index all week. So right now, like I have trash piled up here. So it drives me nuts because I know I've taken up all the trash and I need to take it up again. And it's just the bags are sitting here because I don't like the heat. And if I take the kids and myself walking out in the afternoon when it gets cool, we're going to get eaten up with mosquitoes. So my husband's like, don't worry about it. We'll just take it out this weekend. I was like, good, because I'm not. If it was like right out the door, that's different. But because of where it is and how far we have to go, and I mean around the building, I mean like we're on one end of a complex. We live in condos, and each condo there are 3 floors, and each little doorway entranceway has 6 condos. Each of these are at least 3-bedroom places, and we're number 24, so I'm guessing there's 24 throughout here that are building. So 24 different places, which means we have to walk all the way around all 24 places to go to the trash and back around because it's out on our end. And it's all hills. The whole place is hills. So I don't mind the walk, but when it's 100 and something degrees outside, I'm not doing it. Like last week, I think it was we walked the trash out. But yeah, just take our trash. I don't have any. Well, okay. I had somebody who wanted to be referred through to VIP Kid, and he is. I did not realize when he was talking to me that he was not American or Canadian. So I think he's from Serbia. His English is better than mine, and so I really was like, "Oh yeah, you can do it." And then I realized that he was not a native English speaker, and so he said he's still going to at least try, but I know he's not going to pass. And I already warned him. I said, you're more than welcome to try. I just don't think you're going to pass because you do have to have a visa to work. Or, I mean, you have to be a native American or Canadian native English speaker. As for a tutor group, I have done 7 interviews. I have 2 that are successful, meaning that they have taught their first classes. One has taught her first 50. The other one has taught at least his first classes. With a tutor group, if you're an interviewer, you get paid. Well, okay. If you're first someone, you get paid when they teach their first class and when they teach their 50th class. You get a pay. If you are just a teacher and just refer it through the network, you get $25 per time. So $25 when they teach their first, $25 when they teach their 50th. If you are an interviewer, which is what I am, you get $50 when they teach their first class, and then $50 when they teach their 50th class. So I have had one in September who taught her first and 50th class, and had one in September who taught his first class. I have 4 who have passed their interview. 3 of those have been hired. One has not signed her contract yet. She's stalling. The rest of them are in the process of, they've signed their contract, they're doing their trainings before they teach their first class. I think a couple of them have stalled out. The problem is, like, if their bookings with VIP Kids start picking back up, because much of these are VIP Kid teachers, they don't continue and go ahead and get the job to have extra. And I keep telling them, because they have that VIP Kid canceling mindset of, oh, I can't cancel classes, they don't want to do it. I'm like, you can cancel classes. You're not going to lose your job. You can get hired and, teach a couple classes and then put your account on hold. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You haven't had any pass with GoGo Kid? That's sad. Yeah, I think GoGo Kid is getting pickier, especially because, like, they had me they end up doing 2 of the first classes, the training classes. The second one, we didn't even do it, but they actually had booked me for 2 of them. And I taught my very first actual student last week, last week, I think it was. So I've only done 3 with GoGo Kid, but at least I'm trying to get some in there. And I still open them, even though I don't get as many bookings with them. Yes, it's very important to have multiple options. I don't think you should only have one company, personally. It's fine to put most of your eggs in a basket, but at least have another basket, on the side. What if something happens? What if, you know, you lose your job for whatever reason? What if the company goes under? What are you going to do? You don't want to be searching and scrimping and trying to find something. So I'm all about text my husband back. I'm all about multiple companies. Right now, VIP Kid and iTutor Group are my primaries. I do open both of them steady, and I do get almost fully bookings with both of them. I do open GoGo Kid. I think I open 2.5 hours. Not much, but something. And then occasionally I do get booked. And then I teach it. I'm not going to. Yeah, your eggs are split. Mine are in 3 baskets. Actually, I'm in more because I have Cambly that I can do as a backup, which I've tried a couple times and I have not taught with them yet, but I have it also. And then I have Varsity Tutors, which is during the daytime, but I haven't done anything with them yet. I think. Yeah. So technically I have 5 baskets, but 2 primaries and then 3 secondaries if I need them. Meaning that if I need to, I can always go into one or multiple of those and keep going. Yeah, I have a lot going on. And then, like I said, with iTutor Group, I have my interviewing and all that, which is whenever I need to during the day and all that. There is an option with iTutor Group to be a global interviewer, which means you just interview whoever they tell you to interview. And so you actually set hours and interview people during those set hours and make money that way. But I don't think they get the referral bonuses. They only get just a straight pay, I believe. Well, exactly. You don't want the gaps. Okay, GoGo Kid, for instance. I applied back in end of June, early July. I think it was early July. It was August before I got in and was hired and taught the first class. In September before I even taught my first class. That's a long wait if you're needing money. And if you're like me and you have children at home, you're homeschooling, you can't just throw them into a daycare and all that with no money. You can't just put them into school without paying fees and all. I need to keep working. I need money. I need income coming in every month. Like I was saying earlier, I need at least well over $2,000 to $2,500 a month. Oh, you're fine, Danny. Go ahead, do what you got to do. But yeah, I need to make money. I need income. My husband, like I said, he works very hard. He makes good money if he's working. If when the hurricane hit back in early September, I think it was, end of August, early September, when that hurricane was coming through, and everybody was worried, and it was like Dorian, and it was slowly going. The week the hurricane hit here, because it did hit where we live, and the rain all came through, he made $50 that week for that pay that week. He made more than that. After his insurance came out, taxes came out, he brought home $50. $50 is not enough to buy groceries. $50 is not enough to do anything, hardly. It bought him gas and got us to the next week because I got paid too. If I didn't get paid with VIP Kid twice a month, we would have had to ask and beg for money from family, which we have done in the past and we don't like to do. I don't like to borrow money from other people. I don't like owing people money. And so I try my best not to do that. So the goal is each week to make enough, or each month to make enough that all our bills get paid. And then we can just, even if we have to just get by the skin of our teeth, just get by. Like this week, for instance, we finished up on, he gets paid Thursday mornings. So Wednesday night, we had $4 in the bank account. We've been down to a few cents before. But as long as we make it through, I don't care. But that adds stress. You know it as well as I do. I'm starting to get some gray hair, and my hair's trying to look like it's going a little bald up there for all the stress lately. But things get better. They turn around. And like my husband always, I've never talked about what all we've been through. I've talked a little bit about some of it, but not all of it. And I probably won't. But just know that we've been through HELL and back. And as he said, and as I always say, we always make it by the grace of God, by the skin of our teeth. We make it through. So I'm very thankful for that. But it's exhausting. It's stressful, and it does age me. And unfortunately, I have depressive tendencies. So when I'm stressed, I eat more and all that, which is why I've got these extra multiple chins, and which is why I was talking about earlier, I need to get out more, because if I'm at home, I'm moving and doing and exercising. If I am out, hopefully I will move and walk and exercise, and that'll help with some of this weight, because I'm getting heavier because I'm just sitting. I don't think I've gained lately. I've kind of just plateaued again, but still, I don't like it. I'm not happy. I'm not comfortable. I hurt. My knees hurt. Back hurts. I'm not happy. So, yeah, the goal is to get out more, do more, lose weight. I love yoga, actually. I have not done yoga in a while, but you're probably right. I do need to do something like that. I do. When I am hurting, I do stretch. I have a yoga ball, and so when my back starts hurting, I will lay on it and lean backwards and roll. And it also works my knees gently, because I'm not putting all my weight on my knees, but I'm moving them. I do that a lot, stretching. And even during classes, like I'll just like all of a sudden my students will watch me. All of a sudden I'll just start, my back will start throbbing. I'll just stretch. Even if it's just mild, just something between classes, especially at night, I'll stretch. I need to do more. I need to move more, because most days I don't get even 2,000 steps in, which tells you how sedentary I am. But again, I'm either sitting at my desk or I'm asleep during the day, or yeah. So, but yeah, anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting sleepy. I've been on here almost 50 minutes. Wow. I did not mean to be on here this long, but I'm going to hop off here. Danny, have a wonderful day teaching PE and at work. Everyone who watches later or listens, I don't know if I gave you any advice, but just letting you kind of in on a window into my world right now. It's crazy. And so if I seem scattered sometimes, that's why. Or if yeah. So I'm hoping to get out more and do more. Hopefully we get my car fixed this weekend. And yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, Danny, it was good to see you, talk to you, well, hear you, whatever. Yes. Love for everyone. And I will talk to you on later. All right. Bye.